Yo, what's good people? Welcome back to the Crate and welcome back to a new review. Today, a personal favorite of mine, you already saw the thumbnail, Sagat Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers in its special edition SDCC 2019 by Storm Collectibles. Sagat's a perfect personal favorite of mine, and many thanks to my man Jeremy Bennett for this. He came through for me. He hit me up via messages when I posted a thread in the realm of collectors. If you want to join, link below. Said I believe Bluefin has a deal right now, so maybe you want to try check it out. I did. It wasn't possible for me to order from Bluefin, so like I said, he came through, ordered it for me, and a little something else. I'm doing this on purpose now, dude. You know who you are. So it went perfectly fast. Like he sent it through his company with express shipping via DHL, and I believe it was here in 4 days max, 0 customs. Super happy with this dude, exactly the colors I wanted him to have. Like when I placed Sagat, and it's available, it's limited. I believe it's in Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2. I don't know about Ultra Street Fighter 2 because the sad part is it's only on Nintendo Switch, I believe. Maybe we get a port, but instant earworm. You know that? Do you know that? Like when you have a character or something you love, there's the music coming in. Like now are several versions of Sagat's music in my ear, like this. Or even also the alpha one. So there are quite a few possibilities, but okay, let's do the thing which is the topic here. Sagat. Box first, as always. On the front, nice artwork of him in his versus pose. Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers is partially varnished on the front. Sagat supervised by Kiki, Storm Collectibles, with a special edition chrome button and an exclusive San Diego Comic Con button. Age 17 plus. Rotated to the left, we got Sagat partially varnished in his Super Street Fighter 2 art. Sagat partially varnished and Ultra Street Fighter 2. Also on the back, again rotated to the left, we got him as the normal colors, but no matter. With a full shot of him with some details, fully, I believe Chinese this time. I believe it's Chinese. I have a hard time getting Chinese and Japanese apart, but yeah, several poses. What you can do with him, we're getting to that later, and licensing website, again rotated to the left, again the same shots as on the other profile style. Sagat, his title, and Ultra Street Fighter 2 on the top. Ultra Street Fighter 2 Capcom, but the Ultra Street Fighter 2 is solely partially varnished. Looks good. And below, same thing, plus cautionary messages, warning, choking hazards, and the same. And when we unbox it, or when we open it up, we also get a nice little stage, which I'm gonna show you in 2 quick pictures. We have his Thailand stage. Looks beautiful, like totally pixel, but that's the way to do it in my mind. Otherwise it would have been just stylized. And on the back we have the effect from his super combos, like the Tiger Genocide, which is also used for Street Fighter Alpha, and I believe it was also in the X series. I don't know, I didn't play the X series too much, so sorry about that. But yeah, that's him, or the box, and everything else, which is quite a lot, and a little something new I thought of. And here we are, and there's almost everything. Let's get it out of the way because it's out of the picture. We got the instructions, which are on the front printed in color, having the same graphic on it as the side of the box, with Street Fighter 2 all in the back, looking good. And on the inside, the usual, not too much rocket science. How you exchange the head, how you exchange the hands, how you put together the stand and the back. That's it, not much more. And now we have everything in the frame. Let me just adjust this, and we get to the accessories. First accessories are 3 hats I want to show you, which look amazing. Great sculpt there, looking really, really cool all around. Great white eye, black framing, the eye patch going all around, even below the ear. Super nice. And we got the scar on top here, looking good. Nice sculpting, nice difference in shade. The teeth all come through nicely also, and the skin shade is all pulled through equally good. Nice clean black stripe on the eye patch, and yeah, looks good, looks fine. Same goes for his little laughing head, which also pulls through nicely. Very, very good. Little softer meat shape on the inside of his mouth. Everything else is just the same. And the last one is his beaten sculpt, which looks super cool. Like when you see here, we have all these molded blood flows going down his chin, and this is also molded. The scar here, or the wound on his forehead, is molded, and the scar on here looks a little bit more rough. Black eye coming through nicely, bleeding eye, all around great work by Storm Collectibles. Perfect stuff, really perfect stuff. And the final one, of course, is then on Sagat himself already. Very simple, but the same styling. And you exchange it, if you believe it or not. You just pull the head off and you pull this one on. Simple as that. Let's keep it on. Why not? Next accessories are the hands. Nice sculpting, really nice with the bandages and the different white and gray tones. Wrinkles on the fingers, fingernails, and on the inside the same soft plastic. Very nice to be posed. Same for the other hand. Opposing hand, I didn't quite get the hang of what to do with this, but whatever it is you want to do with it, those hands are fine. Same styling on the bandages, same on the colors, and one for more Muay Thai-like posing. Everything the same. They look nice, and of course the fisted hands on Sagat himself already. Same styling and same ordeal. You have a hard plastic pin, you have the soft hand, you just pull it off and put this one on, and it works nice. And this way he can better hold his scar when it's hurting on a cold day like today. Works cool, works very, very cool. I like that. Very, very nice. Last accessory, let's call it last accessory because of course it's meant to be as one. I put this in a little bag because those things, of course, like you see, tend to roll away. So we have all these little acrylic stand pieces and the actual stand, and you can just decide in which hole you put these stand pieces. You just plug them in, and also these parts, you just pull them on top of each other. Decide the height which you want, and then you have this awesome blast effect here, which looks very, very cool. We have a translucent red going into a translucent orange or yellow. I don't know the shade exactly, and it works all around. We have a little paint chipping in here that was right out of the box. I don't know why. Maybe because it was a lower side and QC side that's decided to test something. I don't know. But because it is the lower side, you have it like this, you don't see the paint chip. So I'm fine with that. That's okay. And plugs just in to the stand. Pull it out a little, you can straighten it out. And then you have this little tiger blow effect, which is awesome. But let's get to the main man himself. Let's get to Sagat. We have an excellent face sculpt like you saw already, and we have a lot of cool styling on the body. Quick 360 for you guys, so you see a quick roundabout with the colors of the pants and with the bandages and all working in unison together to create a, if you want to only pose him like that, a very cool Muay Thai fighting stance. Works well with all the articulation. On the back, the same ordeal, which you should already see. We have, facing back to here, all the insane muscles molded into the soft vinyl cover of his upper body. The pants pull through nicely, and we have on the styling, the head was already done. We have the same shade of skin pulled throughout. I kind of now got to believe this is a slight taste darker than the rest, but just could be my eye, I don't know. Veins all over the muscles, looks perfect, really does. Bandages on the forearms pull through from the hands, and if you want to see how to, I don't know, align them better with the fist, you can just pull it off. I like that they gave the hand the packet, which kind of matches the bandage color, and this even is a little bit narrower and then works with the flatter part of the backhand, which is nice. I can appreciate that. Same on the other side with the veins on the back, with the muscles and everything. And the pants actually are molded onto the legs here, and we have a soft rubber pant as the lower piece here, which of course breaks the sculpt a bit apart. But I think this works better on this guy than it did on the old Soda toys. They were good for their time, but their time is up. It's just the way of things. So we have a nice gray paint application, Everlast-like insignia on the pants with a red stripe going all around, and the red stripe with a little bit of a paint bleed to the sides here going all down. And we have these little accents to the pants. It's not fully white. We have white as the base color and some yellow wash to give it some more wrinkles, which looks nice. Coming to the legs again, more molded muscles. And here also the calves, bandages again, and the feet equally bandaged, which looks nice. It works all around, and the feet are also nicely molded, and from the lower side even a little flat, like he's standing on it, which is a nice touch. Articulation wise, this guy comes loaded, a little bit limited because of his bulkiness, but he comes loaded. You have a full 360 swivel on the head, and we have a double ball joint, one that goes into the head, and from there on a stick with another ball into the neck, which gives him a good down and up. Also a little bit of attitude, of course, lifts the rubber part. And we have a double ball joint from the chest into the abdomen, which gives him a great ab crunch, but destroys the sculpt on the back. You need to wiggle it back into place. This tends to happen. It tends to lift out, but that way you can just also do a nice tiger knee. Kind of, you need to work around it. It's a little bit tricky, and you need to always get the cover back into it. But otherwise, it works fine. A nice butterfly for the flex in, for the flex out. Covers down pretty nicely with a short gap here, not too hard. And nice swivel on the shoulder all around. Shoulder goes up. You can work around that. Double jointed elbow, which he needs to at least get slightly over 90 degrees, but the bicep just breaks the higher possibilities. I think, how would this work if they would put in the adjustable biceps from the Dragon Ball Z figures I saw? Custom, anyone? I don't know. Swivel on the hands, and due to the fact that it's a ball joint, you also get a little bit more posing possibilities with this, up and down. Works nicely. And of course then swivel on the waist with another ball joint into the actual waist. We have ball joints, multi-usage joint on the little fans toy squeal, and the Storm Collectibles groan. That's called the Storm Collectibles groan. Thanks for that Sentinel Bay reviews. So all the way back, all the way to the front and out, giving the good possibility of a kick, and also a thigh swivel around the universal. We get another thigh swivel because we have the cut here. Like I said, it's a molded piece for the thighs, which gives an another thigh swivel at the cut here, which is pretty stiff, but I can appreciate that they did it. And double jointed knee, which gets you, let's give it 100 degrees, not much more. Like I said, the bulkiness again. And ball joint on the feet gives you all the way back, all the way up. You can tilt the foot like a rocker, and also to the outside. You need to work around the heel a little bit here, but otherwise it works just fine. It's an improved version of the joint that was done with Goro and a toe tilt, which looks pretty natural. So articulation is amazing, but since I always say the articulation is amazing and you can do a lot with it, why don't I just show you? And so let's do it here. Here we got him, and pulling him into a pose for a, let's say a kick, all right? It's really fairly simple. You just take all the stuff that's available at your disposal and just work around it. Do the ab crunch, do the double hinged abdomen, and then you can, after some quick balancing, working the tolerances, you can have him standing in a roundhouse kick pose fairly easy. Like you see there, it's almost there. I never posed him in these surroundings. Actually, I always do this when I am more, let's call it relaxed. So there you have it. Stands on his own. It's not the best pose. It also looks a little weird, but it is perfectly possible. So there's that. It's just really super easy. Or if you want him in his tiger blow pose. I know it's the wrong hand now. You know what? I got the hand right with me because I need to do the thumbnail. So I can just do the tiger blow pose. It's all very easy, very intuitive, a lot of fun. And it works very nice. So there's that. I now had not enough of the stance with me, but you get the picture. So there's that. Works just fine. And since we're here, comparisons. Let's straighten this fella out. Here we have him, and here we have him with his Mortal Kombat big dude counterpart, Goro, which is actually even half a head taller. Here we have him with a Mortal Kombat Ninja, way shorter, but in scale with Goro. And I just, because I want to do some reposing to my shelf, I put Akuma out. So here he is with Akuma, which is also a significant bit larger than Rain. And for my Transformers people out there, here he is with MP10. So MP10 is kind of Goro size. Goro is a little bit bigger, Sagat a little bit lower. So there's that scale for you. Yeah, so there's that. There was Sagat for you. And the good part about showing you the articulation back there is I was just able to work in the comparison in their life, right? Why not? So yeah, Sagat in its SDCC 2019 edition, awesome figure. Like, it's a personal favorite of mine. I'm a little biased with this, but a few mistakes nevertheless, but let's do it in numericals. So the packaging gets a 9 because even though it is pretty much now, exclamation marks, a boring packaging, it is still perfectly done. We have the partial varnishing going all around, and the cool thing is, which I enjoy, which is why I gave it still a 9 and not a 7.5, because it's a bland packaging, is just the fact that you could put all of Storm Collectibles figures, Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters, Street Fighter, into a shelf and it would look like an action figure library. I love that. So there's that. Appearance 10, total package, nothing more I can tell you. Accessories, I think it's a perfect amount. Like the clamshell was used well. We have a stand for this, other than, where was it? Which figure was it? Where the Baraka had a blast effect, but no stand. Here it's back to the stand. That's how you do it in my book. The hands are great, the heads are great, and the fact that you have a nice stage and also a super combo variant on the back makes it a total package for me, and no nonsensical stuff. So that's good. Materials, perfect as always with Storm Collectibles. On mine, never broke anything, like nowhere. So job well done. Paint applications, a few bleeds here and there. I don't know, I believe I saw somewhere somewhat of a paint chip, but I have a hard time finding it now. But otherwise, all in all, it's an action figure. It happens. So still an 8. Articulation, it's a little hindered. It's a little hindered because he's a bulky guy, and the fact that when you use the app crunch, that this happens, you know, this is a bit weird, but otherwise it is still very, very well articulated. At least better as the soda toys, like I told you. Engineering goes with the articulation. I think it works perfect. Or not perfect, I use the word perfect too often, sorry. It works well enough. It works well enough. And with the engineering also comes the fact that the hands are soft and the pegs are hard. There's no way anything will break. Like, okay, if you really stress it, if you want to do it, but who would? So there's that. Playability, super high playability. Like those guys pulling those, you just saw that in the back. Super high playability. Being able to balance him like this is just, it's a dream come true. Like, as an action figure aficionado, who didn't want to do it like this? If you have a figure like this, you want to just try it and have him like this, right? At least I do. And the value for money, it's a two-bladed sword. Like, for me, it gives a high value, a high final score for that category, because I flew right by customs. I had a great dude looking out for me, and I had Bluefin, which had a good deal on him. So I didn't have to pay the con prices and not the aftermarket. If you search for him on the aftermarket on eBay, that's where you will pay 120, 130 for him alone. So you need to check what you're doing there. So there's that for you. I hope you get, if you want him, you get a good deal. Otherwise, that was Sagat for you. If you enjoyed it, you know the deal. Please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment if you want to tell me anything, if you enjoyed it, and also please click the notification bell if you want to see more of this. Next week, we hope that everything is back to normal. Voice of Kaon did take a rain check due to real life. I'm not telling you more. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a nice weekend. You had a nice weekend, and you have a nice Monday. Get a good start into the week. We will see each other next week, at least at the latest, on Iron Factory Arcade. Till then, take care. Bye.